Hey there, I know it's hard to feel like I don't care at all where you are and how you feel with these lights off, dust these wheels. Keep rolling on and on and on. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. Shit, I forgot to change my thing. Let me go change it. The Get Geeked Podcast episode 84. Boom. Episode 84. Now, I was trying to get Alex to join me, but I don't know. I haven't even heard from him. Like, he didn't reply to me. Like, he hit me up first, and then I asked him, and then he didn't reply to me. So I don't know. Man, I don't know what's going on. Uh, but we got a couple things that I want to talk about, and they're awesome things. For one thing, we'll go straight into it. Stranger Things Season 4, Part 1. Boy, oh boy, the Duffer Brothers, man. They just know how to do it. Like, I don't know. There's like, they just know how to freaking do it. Um, is there a thingy for it for this? No, come on. Thought there would be. Let me see. Meh, 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 meh. Nah, 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 nah. Nope. Whatevers. But yeah, Stranger Things season 4, so freaking good. Um, like if you have that nostalgia feel and love, like if nostalgic things get a hold of you and just like um oh, it makes you kind of feel good, you know? This show, it's like number one. It's like the one of the best shows to fucking watch because they hit every freaking point. And it's a little bit different from the past seasons 1, 2, and 3 because like in well they okay, it's more similar to 3 because they have the split team again. Like I'll tell you what, like this is the stuff that Marvel does very well is when they have like multiple different groups and they could show the storylines of these different groups at the same time and then come together at the end to make it like fucking awesome. The Duffer Brothers do a good job of that. Like they do a freaking good job of just splitting up the whole team, telling on this one I believe it's 3 different stories because there's the Hawkins group, and then there's Eleven's group, and then there's the mom and Hopper group. So yeah, 3 different groups. They told the stories of 3 different groups. And before I even continue, spoilers, mad spoilers. So, if you haven't seen it already, go somewhere else and then come back. You know what I'm saying? But mad spoilers. Like I might not tell the whole storyline, but like I'm gonna say stuff that'll spoil the freaking show. So if you haven't seen it yet, don't watch this. But yeah, so they tell the stories of the 3 different groups and they do it very well because like they give each group just the ample amount of time that feels right. Um, Although I felt like on episode 7 um they were missing the boys from the 11 group, but they showed the story of 11. So I feel like, that's kind of like part of their storyline. Even though they're kind of split at a certain point, but whatever. But yeah, so you have that. Um, but it's it still works, and they are grabbing inspirations from everything. Like in the beginning, um, in the beginning, Mm, okay. Weird. I don't know. That message doesn't make any sense, but whatever's. Um, but yeah. So like, where am I? Where am I at? I'm just kidding. I'm all over the place right now. Let me try to focus in here. Uh, so like, where, dude? I'm just fucking lost. I get a freaking message, and then like, my brain is out the window. Where was I even going with it? Oh, they take inspiration from every freaking um like horror genre because in the beginning they kind of like put you in this track of like, is this like a Freddy Krueger type deal thing? Like, is this a Nightmare on Elm Street type uh storyline? But it's all a swerve. But I love it. I love the swerve because like, like you think one thing, but it's really not. And it's so um and it works so well because for one thing, I mean, I'm a little biased on it because I'm a Nightmare on Elm Street fan. The first movie I ever seen, and this was when I was a little kid, but the first movie I ever seen like all the way through was the first Nightmare on Elm Street. And my favorite movie from that franchise is Dream Warriors. Even though like that's a little bit of a controversy because a lot of people didn't like Dream Warriors. They thought that was kind of one of the worst ones. But to me, Dream Warriors was like one of the best ones. It's in my top 5 for sure of horror movies because it kind of teaches you like to fight back, So like you don't have to be scared the whole time. You could fight back, I think that's what I liked about it. And in a ways like Stranger Things is kind of doing the same thing. And I'll tell you what, the breakout star for me on this one is the kid who plays Dustin. Cause like, I mean, yeah, he has a big role like in all the other seasons, but like on this one, I feel like he's doing a lot and he's doing it well, like he's carrying it almost. Although I do like the new kid who plays Eddie. I mean, like I like the Eddie character a lot. Um for some weird reason, like because I kind of grew up in the '80s, like uh and was kind of like a loser myself, like not part of the popular uh group and stuff like that. Like I like that'd be the person that I'd be hanging out with, like that. Like it hits home for me. That's why I think that's why I like that character a lot. Um, the Will guy, that's a little weird. I don't know where they're going with that because like, and I think I have a clue on where they're trying to go with it, but I don't know if that's the right place to take him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, it's all speculations for right now, but like, it's not like I don't. It's not like I have anything against that. It's just that I don't know. It would feel cheesy if they went that in that direction. But I mean, I don't want to jump to conclusions and say it, so because I might be totally wrong. So I'm not gonna say what I think they're doing with him, but it is what it is. And then you also the like okay now I kind of had a hint into like how this all tied together at the end, but I didn't know for sure. Um but they did do a good job of swerving me cuz I didn't really see that coming, and when they like revealed that number 1 was the new villain and is Vecna and it all like ties together and that's how like the whole upside down began with number 1 and 11 and 11 like 11 basically banishing number 1 to the upside down, thus creating the whole upside down. I mean the thing is too is like it seems like the whole upside down place already kind of existed, but throwing number one into the upside down is what kind of made it come alive, and like now trying to like break through to the real world and stuff like that. So that was a really, really, really good swerve. I mean, I dug how they told that story. Like I loved it. Um, the new character Argyle, bro. Like I I don't know how many dudes I've met in my lifetime that kind of reminds me of Argyle, but you know, I love the character. The character is funny, and it's good. And here's why his character is good, because you kind of need that comedy relief. You kind of need that kind of like out of the realm persona to kind of pull you out of all of the tension that's happening the whole time. Because without any relief, you're just basically stuck in this tension, and then like you're basically running through the whole show with a bunch of tension. And I don't know if that'd be a good thing, but um like when you're doing so much serious storyline, you need a little break, and that's what I feel like Argyle is, and that's why I think he's so good for the show. Love the dude. Perfect addition to the group. And I could see where this is all kind of coming to an end, because like I could kind of like I don't know if my prediction is gonna be correct, but I could kind of predict on how they're gonna end it. Like it's gonna be basically it might end up being a fight to the death. 11 versus 1. I kind of see that's where that's going, because like for one to exist, the other one has to exist too. And thus they're gonna have a battle the whole time. Like the whole time they're gonna have the fight. It's like you can't delete the other one without deleting the other. So like I could see it going into a battle of, superhumans. And that's basically what's gonna happen, I feel like. I mean, it looks like it, and that's gonna be sad, because that just means that that's the end of the show. I mean, we all know that this is the last season anyways. It's just sad to see it go. I hope that the Duffer Brothers pick up another um project that's kind of like this, because I feel like we need a show like this to exist. It's such a good like you wait and wait, and you get excited when you hear like it's coming back, and like you can't wait for the show to premiere, and then you like set like a time to just chill out, relax, grab some pizza or whatever you want, and sit down and just like enjoy a show like Stranger Things. And you need something like that. There's not much more other stuff out there right now that's like that. Although, I mean, I'm gonna kind of contradict myself a little bit. Um, but I feel like the other shows are like different premises, different feels. Because there's other shows now that which is part of what we're gonna talk about on my next subject. But yeah, there's like I'm watching The Boys right now, which is freaking awesome. But that's a totally different thing. It's a totally different thing from Stranger Things. Stranger Things is like this, sci-fi adventure slash horror slash feel good, like type show that I look forward to, like to see. And like once it's done, then it's done. But I hope the Duffer Brothers pick up another project like that, because we need it. And if not that, I feel like Disney should pick them up. Like Disney or Marvel, more like it. Disney Marvel pick up the Duffer Brothers for a project. Cause dude, you could see that they could do um storylines with multiple groups and do it well. If anything, pick them up for one of the Disney Plus Marvel shows, because they could probably pull that off and do something great with that. You know, I mean, X Men maybe. 80s X Men. I mean, well, I guess they're already done with the 80s, but like, I don't know. They could do, because like they do period pieces, like, well, at least 80 period pieces very well. So they could definitely do something like that. I need to check out some of their other stuff that they've done before too, like because they have some movies and stuff out. I need to watch it and see if it's as good as the Stranger Things, because just to see if they could pull off picking up another project, a bigger new project or something like that. Because that would be freaking amazing. I want to see that. But and this is only part one. Part two is gonna be coming out in July. There's supposed to be three more episodes, and like they're like movie length episodes, so that's gonna be amazing. I kind of like how they're doing it, although I don't know about this whole month wait. But they're gonna stretch it out. I mean, if I was them, I would stretch it out too. You know, like go far and as long as you can, because this is this is the finale of finales. So you kind of have to like go out with a bang, I guess. But it's gonna be sad. It's gonna be sad to see it go. I'm gonna miss this show. We can love it. If anything, do a spin-off, maybe, like something. You got the little girl, what's his that Lucas's little sister, maybe do something with that, or I don't know, maybe even Max. I don't know. There's gotta be there's gotta be something that gets born out of this because I want to see more of it. I don't want it to end yet. I don't know. Is it just me? Like it might be just me, but yeah, I just don't want the show to end yet, or like that type of show. I want to see another iteration of it or spin-off or something. Give me more. But done with the feel good. Now let's go to the crazy. And the crazy is The Boys on Amazon Prime. Boy, oh boy. Now, I love this show too, but I love it for a whole totally different reason. Th- Like this show, you take a regular superhero show and you throw it in a blender with just bunch of crazy shit and you mix that shit all up, drink it, and then you either puke it or poop it out. That's what this show is. It it takes a it takes a different look. It's outside of the box of superheroes, but that's what makes it so freaking awesome. It does things that you don't think they're gonna do, and then they show it to you. They'll shock you. They'll traumatize you. Like the opening of each, you watch the first episode of all the three seasons, and it's like a shocker. It's like a punch in the face, a punch like a kick into the gut, a groin shot, if you may. And then then they're like, if you're okay with that, come along and let's go and I'll tell you the rest of the story. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what it is because if you can't take that first episode, then you can't take the rest of the season. You can't take this show. You might as well just stop watching. But I think that's what makes me like this show. It's so freaking it's so freaking out of bounds. And I don't even know how they get away with like some of the stuff that they show. Once again, spoilers, but l- paint this picture. There's a guy. He can shrink. He's also gay. He's there partying it up in a party with his boyfriend. They're doing some drugs, partying it up, and they get kind of hot and bothered. And the guy says, let's do it. The superhuman guy goes, I'm gonna shrink and I'm gonna walk into your pee hole. Now, okay, that's already crazy enough. And this is happening. They show you this. Like take that in just for a little bit. They show you this. It's a basically giant close up shot of the pee hole. And he's just walking, casually walking in. But the thing is he's having this like weird allergic reaction to the drugs that they were doing, right? And he's having these weird, and he doesn't know it yet, but he's having these weird uncontrollable like things when he's having this allergic reaction. So, um as he's inside of his boyfriend, okay? He's inside of his boyfriend. He sneezes, and as he sneezes, he grows back to regular size, thus basically blowing up his boyfriend bottom half into just like mulch. Think about that. Now take that in and just let it fester and grow inside of you. You know what I'm saying? Like let that like that premise itself is already crazy enough. But to just see it, to just see it in real life, holy shit. They did it. They shot it shot for shot. And you know what? I love them for it. Like it's so freaking crazy. Like I love the out of boundness that they do with this show. And if you guys don't know what the show's about, it's about superhuman people. It's kind of like a Justice League, but they're kind of like crazy. Not like, one of them's crazy and everyone else is trying to like keep everything normal, but he's the crazy one. And like these superhumans are kind of like going out of bounds with their powers. And so you get these group of people who's been like kind of fucked over by these superhumans, and they're like, we need to take these superhumans out because they're just nothing but trouble. But to everybody else, they're like still superheroes in a way, so they kind of have to play their part as their own Justice League or whatever. But you have the main group, who are like, you know what, fuck these superheroes. We're doing whatever we have to do to end them, like get them like out of the seat of power. I mean, and that scene I just like described to you is like kind of basically the opening scene of this season. Like that was the first thing that I saw, and I was just like mind blown. Holy jeez. I don't even know where they're gonna go with this. And that may be one of the reasons why I stick with it and love the show so much, is that I don't ever know where they're gonna go with it. Like most shows, you could watch it and kind of predict what's gonna happen because they follow this cookie cutter formula, and they do the same storylines over and over, or they're doing a storyline from a comic that you already read. But the thing with the boys is, you know, straight brand new. Now I don't know if they have. I'm pretty sure I saw a comic of theirs, and I don't know if they're following the storyline. I think I heard that they were, but I haven't read the comic, so I don't know the storyline. So I don't know where they're headed, and I might just keep it that way because that kind of what makes the show so good for me. Like I love just not knowing where the hell they're gonna end up. And I'll take that. Like I love it. I'd rather not know and just be like super surprised and just like what in the world just happened, like all the time. Um and man, oh man, are they just taking us on a roller coaster ride, because it's just one surprise after another. Um the main guy from the group of the boys, he's given these vials of things that make you superhuman for 24 hours. And he's the one who hates superhumans the most. But he took one to basically overcome another superhuman guy. Um, but he's taken it, and it's getting bonkers crazy. And there's a lady that could just blow your head apart without even being near you. Oh boy, boy, oh boy. Like I don't know, something about the craziness and just the spontaneous. How do you? I don't even know how you would say spontaneous things that happen on the show. It's out of this world bonkers. It's out of the box. Like if this was a movie, it would have to be NC-17, right? Something like that. It's gonna ride that line of rated R. Definitely not PG-13. Way past PG-13. The gore, the action and gore on this thing, just the blood and guts of it all, it's next level. It reminds me a lot of like 80s gore movies. And I was a big gore fan too. So like, I've seen a lot of the gory, like B-rated gory slapstick horror movies that were out there at that time. And this measures up. Like they're up there with that. But done well, done better and more like realistic than it was back in the 80s. Because I mean, some of the stuff they did back in the 80s, even though it was like really, really, really like super gory, you could kind of tell that it's fake. So that's kind of why like I didn't get too disturbed with it because it just didn't look real at all. You go watch the show, The Boys, bro. I mean, there's another scene where um one of the one of the main characters is this lady, that the one I was talking about, that can blow your head off without even being near you. But she's about to be outed about her past by some like old friend that she has, right? So she can't let this happen. And she pretends to like kind of like, console him or something like that. But while she's doing this, she blows his hand up, and then she blows the bottom of his face off. And like you could see, like they'll show you it. That's the crazy part, is that they'll show you it, because you can see like half of his face just all off, and like part of his thing still moving because he's still trying to breathe and whatnot, or talk. I don't even know if he's trying to talk. I mean, you can't talk without the bottom half of your face, right? I don't even know, um, but yeah. Oh boy, just the scene of that, and then I mean, it was rough to watch, but I don't know what it is. I couldn't stop watching it. Like I watched the whole thing. The crazy part is, the only part that I did close my eyes and like turn away from was when Huey was like told Kimiko to break his arm so that he could get out of work to do whatever they had to do to get their info for how to kill Homelander. I don't know what it was, but just, and I don't even know if they showed it because I turned my eyes, or I closed my eyes for that second. But yeah, I closed my eyes when Kamiko broke Huey's arm. That was the only time I closed my eyes. And that's not even the worst thing that you could see on this show, you know? But yeah, I watched the rest of everything else. Like it was fucking nutty, man. Oh, when the head dude, guys, I wish I could, like I want to like, I should pick up, I should do notes so that I can remember everybody's names. But when the dude took the vial and became superhuman, and he took on, I think it was a guy named Gunpowder. He got the info that he needed from him, but still was angry at him. Punched his head, like basically caved his face in, and then he couldn't control the powers that he had, so he started shooting like lasers out of his eyes and sliced the dude's face straight in half. And then they show that. They show the top part of his face sliding off the bottom part of his face. Bro, come on. That was some shit. Oh man. But nonetheless though, great freaking show. And the thing is, they got three episodes out now. So it's episodes 1, 2, and 3. I don't know how many episodes it's gonna be in this seasons, but it's usually like 8 episodes altogether, maybe 10, I wanna say, I forget. But off to a great start. Freaking crazy, crazy start. Can't wait to see where it ends up. Um, Homelander's just getting off the rails bonkers. His Nazi girlfriend ended up killing herself. So now he's just like off his rocker. They're pretending to be uh now in love. He's now pretending to be in love with what's her name, the the girl superhero who's kind of part of the group of the boys. Is it Starlight or something like that? I forget. I don't know. And he also brought back the Deep, made the Deep eat like, and the Deep is like a guy who communicates with fish and sea creatures. And so he made him eat a live octopus. And the whole time the live octopus is talking to him. Bro, this guy is insane. Freaking Homelander is a scary ass motherfucker. And that's the other part that they do so well is they could take the villain, which is Homelander, and just make him the most scariest motherfucker alive. This is supposed to be Superman. He has the power. He has the power of basically Superman. So lasers out of the eyes, flight, superhuman strength, all that. There's nothing much that he's weak to. And he is the scariest dude there because now he's just off the rails. He has nothing left to live for, kind of. His girlfriend is dead. His girlfriend took her own life. You know? It's crazy. I don't know. I can't see where they. I can't wait to see where they go with it. Like, do they kill him off in this season? There's no way, right? Because then it kind of ends the storyline. They're supposed to be bringing back a new character, or yeah, they're supposed to be bringing back some old character that's like one of like the first superheroes or whatever. I don't know how that's gonna go, but the boys are basically on their way to try to find him. Not really, because the thing is, they don't know that they're gonna find him, but they're trying to find the weapon that killed him, so they get use that weapon to kill Homelander. But I think that's the one thing I could predict is that while they're out there trying to find that weapon, they're gonna find the new character that they're bringing in, which is not really a new character. All right, I'm just gonna end up recording the ending of this podcast. I had technical difficulties. My connection to the internet got interrupted, so the stream got interrupted. So I'm just gonna record the ending here, and then we're gonna splice it together. And once it's up on YouTube, or if you're watching it here on YouTube, this is the ending. I'm just gonna say my salutations, and we'll just end it there. Uh, yeah. So The Boys and Stranger Things, top notch shows. Give it a watch. I'm rating them 10 out of 10. Like, there's nothing out there that's better than these shows. Although Umbrella Academy is coming out in a little bit, in a few weeks, so we're gonna give that a watch because I'm a fan of Umbrella Academy as well. See if they match up. I don't know if they're gonna reach that 10 out of 10. I remember I mean, I like it, but I think it's a little lower on my scale. It might that show might be at 8 or a 9 out of 10. But The Boys and Stranger Things, 10 out of 10. Give it a watch. If you're old enough. I mean, it's a lot of like stuff that's not made for kids on these shows. But with that said, though, go to my stream on twitch.tv/ it's me gamers. Give me a follow. I'm still trying to get to 200 followers. I'm one away now, so be that 200 follower. You want to. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and then tell a friend. Give us a comment too. Comment whatever you want. Tell me something, anything. But with that said, though, we're gonna have to end it short because of technical difficulties. We'll end it there. We'll see you guys on the next one. Much love and deuces.